Welcome all of you in SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. I am Assistant Professor Deepak Gawade. Today we are going to learn about a topic from Business Communication subject of Semester 2. This topic is common in the classes FY BCom, FY BAF, FY BCBI, FY BMS and FY BFM. And our today's topic is summary writing. You are familiar with this topic. This is not a new topic for all of you, as you have written summary in your 12th standard English subject also. If you remember your board examination of 12th standard in English subject, question number 3B was the question of summary writing. In that you have written the summary of unseen passage, isn't it? So again we will revise it and again we will learn how to write summary in appropriate way, in appropriate manner. So in this lecture we will discuss about what is summary is, give an appropriate definition for a summary. We will know the characteristics of a good summary, as well as we will learn the techniques of writing summary. Then we will learn the steps of summary writing, and then of course at last you have to do practice of summary writing. So let's start. So the very first question is, what is a summary? To what we call a summary? So if we define a summary is a shortened passage. It is a shortened passage which retains the essential information. This word is very important here. Means we read the extract or we read the passage and we make it short. But while making it short, we have to maintain the essence of the passage. We again write the essential information of the original text. It is a fairly brief restatement. Means actually what we are doing while writing summary, we are again restating the facts which are written by the author in your own words. This is important. Our summary should be in our own words of the contents of a passage. You simply report back what the writer has said without making value judgments. Means we have to shorten the passage, but we should not comment on the opinions of the writers. We can't do any criticism on the passage. We just have to shorten it. So that is called as a summary, isn't it? I think the definition of a summary is clear to you. You clearly understood that what is summary and what we are expected to do while writing the summary. Then moving ahead, let's try to understand the characteristics of a good summary. What is a good summary? So summary can be understood without reference to the original. Means we will write the summary in our own words. It will be a shortened passage, but while understanding it, we should not require the help of the original text. Only by reading the summary, one should understand what the original text is. Means we have to maintain that essence, that completeness in summary also. Then it is a faithful reproduction of or contains only the ideas or information of the original. Whatever the author has stated, we have to again restate it. So that's why it is called as faithful reproduction of the ideas expressed by the author. It is a brief without any unnecessary detail. We will make our summary very brief, and the summary should be readable, unified whole. So these are the characteristics of a summary. Now let's try to understand what are the different techniques of summary writing. The very first technique of summary writing is paraphrasing. When we have to write the summary, we have to paraphrase the extract. So what is paraphrase? Paraphrase means to completely and correctly express other people's ideas in own words. When we express the same ideas in our own word, which is expressed by other person, that is called as a paraphrase. So while doing the summary, while writing the summary, we have to paraphrase the extract. We have to understand what the author has said and again restate it in our own words. For example, you can see on your screen the first example. The sentence is given there. You have cooked us all a hot potato. Now here the phrase is written a hot potato. So we have to simplify it while writing the summary by doing the paraphrase. We can write it like a troublesome person or issue. It is the meaning of that hot potato. And the second example is also there. Prevention is better than cure. So you can just write like this, that it is better to prevent something unpleasant from happening than try to put it right afterwards. So in such a way you can write the paraphrase. Now what is the importance of paraphrasing in summary writing? Paraphrase helps us understand the original better. Whatever the original text we have taken for summary writing, so by making a paraphrase of it, we come to know the text easily. It helps us grasp the central idea and the main points. Then it helps us write summaries that are brief and to the point and in our own words. So paraphrase helps us a lot in writing the summary. If we want to write the paraphrase, what steps we have to follow? The very first step we have to follow is that we have to read the original carefully and comprehend. Comprehend means understand its meaning wholly and correctly. Then you have to consider the original article as a whole, not in isolated sentences. Now let's see the techniques in writing summary. The very first technique is that grasping the central idea or the central ideas. Any extract or any passage is based on the central idea. So whenever we write the summary, we should try to understand first the central idea of the passage. That what is the passage about or what is the extract about. So if you understand the central idea, then you can easily write the summary of the passage. Then ways of condensation. How we can shorten the summary. Use synonyms or synonymous phrases. For example, he had a good command of English. Instead of writing this sentence, we can write like this: he knew English well. So we have shortened the sentence. Then change the structure of simple sentences. For example, one sentence is there on the screen. My brother has an appreciation of modern art. So instead of writing such a lengthy sentence, we can make it shorten by writing my brother appreciates modern art. So it becomes shortened and also easily understood. Then you can turn complex sentences into simple sentences. The example is on the screen. He received a welcome that was as cold as ice. So instead of writing this sentence, you can write a simple sentence like He received an icy welcome. Then you have to combine the sentences. For example, the sentence is here, hurry up. If you don't, you will miss the train. So you can combine these sentences like hurry up or you will miss the train. So it makes your summary short. Then another thing which you have to keep in mind while writing a summary is finding the topic sentence and making an outline. You have to find out the topic sentence. When you will read the passage or the extract, the topic sentence is there in the very first sentence or in the second sentence. The entire passage or the extract will be based on that. And then you have to outline your summary. Now, after analyzing the techniques of writing summary, let's try to understand how to write a summary. There is a lot of importance of summary writing that we can save time in reading the text. If we are having the good summary with us, we can save time. It is useful for revision purpose. Then there are different necessary elements for a good summary. That proper citation should be there, title of the extract, the name of the author or the source from where we have got the material, then date of publication and the text or the journal articles. Then thesis statement should be there, the topic or general subject matter of the text, the author's assertion, comment or position on the topic should be there. Then you have to write some supporting ideas. You have to find out the major supporting ideas. Then relationships among these ideas. No specifics. We have to find out the author's purpose in writing. We should not write any personal opinions, ideas or inferences. Then grammar and the structure of writing is also important. In summary, avoid writing direct quotations. Use transitional words. And what should be the length of the summary? It should be 1/4 or 1/3 to the original extract. Now try to understand steps in writing a summary. We have to read the article thoroughly and understand the article. To understand the article and find the general theme, then reread the article, then divide into sections and label each section. After that, understand the important parts. Write one sentence summaries and summarize each section. Then formulate the thesis statement. View the one sentence section, summarize together. Then you have to write the first draft. In the first sentence or two, you have to write the author's name, the articles or chapter's name, the author's thesis statement, then the summary sentences for each paragraph or section. Then express in your own words to avoid plagiarism. Occasional supporting ideas if necessary. You should also consider that few points like eliminate unnecessary words and repetitions. Eliminate personal ideas and interferences. Use transitions for a smooth and logical flow of ideas. Conclude with a summing up sentence. Then your draft is ready. So what do you have to do? You have to edit the draft. You have to see, is all the important information is there in the summary? Am I listing things out? Am I saying the same thing over and over again? Have I left out my personal views and ideas? Does my summary hang together? Is my grammar, punctuation and spelling correct? And then write the final draft of your summary. So these are the techniques of the summary writing. So in this lecture we have seen what is summary is. different techniques of writing summary, characteristics of summary, and steps in writing summary. I hope you understood everything clearly. Thank you very much. Now let's write a summary. Thank you.